Listen to me carefully, brother. Sometimes life rips your heart out, not to destroy you, but to wake you up. You gave her your time, your energy, your loyalty, and she still walked away. That's pain most people never recover from, but you will. Because this isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of your rebirth. The moment she left, you were forced to face the truth that no one is coming to save you. You either stay broken or you rebuild yourself into someone she'll never recognize. Every tear, every sleepless night, every second you feel empty, that's your foundation. That's your fuel. Use it. Don't chase her. Don't beg. Don't scroll through old pictures hoping she'll come back. Let her leave. Because what's meant for you won't run, and what runs was never built to stay. Your comeback starts in silence, in discipline, in the grind when no one's watching. You'll rise from the pain sharper, stronger, untouchable. The world won't remember you for losing her. They'll remember you for how you turned that loss into power. Let her leave, and when she sees what you became after she broke you, that'll be your revenge. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. You have to understand this deep in your soul because most people collapse when life hurts them. They think the world is against them, that God has forgotten them, that the universe is cruel. But that's not true. Pain is not here to end you. It's here to transform you. Every time you get hurt, every time life breaks you, it's not because you're unlucky. It's because you're being reshaped into someone stronger, wiser, and harder to destroy. The world doesn't reward comfort. The world rewards those who can carry pain on their back and keep walking. Pain is the test that filters out the weak from the relentless. When you're in pain, your mind screams to stop, to quit, to find an escape. But that's the moment you have to hold your ground and breathe through the fire. Because pain doesn't come to stay, it comes to build. Think about it. A sword doesn't become sharp without friction, a body doesn't grow without stress, and a man doesn't evolve without suffering. The same pain that breaks most people is the same pain that builds legends. What defines you is not how much pain you feel, but what you do with it. You can let it destroy you or you can let it define you. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every failure, those are your teachers. They're not curses, they're lessons written in fire. The world doesn't hand out success for free, it demands a price. And that price is often pain. You have to pay with your comfort, your sleep, your tears, your peace. You might lose people you love, you might lose things you thought were permanent, but that loss is necessary. Because what's being stripped from you is what no longer serves your purpose. You can't carry weakness into your next chapter. Pain is the universal's way of clearing your path. You don't grow in comfort, you grow when life forces you to rebuild from nothing. When you start seeing pain as preparation, everything changes. You stop asking why me and you start saying try me. You stop avoiding difficulty and start seeking challenge because you know that pressure makes diamonds, and without the storm, you'd never discover how strong your roots are. Pain shows you who you truly are when everything else is gone. It reveals your character, your hunger, your endurance. It's easy to smile when life is perfect. It's when your heart is shattered and your mind is dark that your real strength is born. There's a part of you that only wakes up when you're hurt. That's the part that builds empires. That's the part that wins. You can't meet that version of yourself until you've been stripped bare, until you've lost something that mattered, until you've faced the kind of pain that makes you question everything. But once you face it and survive it, you become unstoppable. Because once you've been broken and rebuilt yourself from ashes, there's nothing left in this world that can scare you. You've already seen the worst, and you're still standing. Pain is not punishment. It's training. It's life shaping your armor. Every time you go through something that hurts, you become harder to break the next time. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. Every betrayal teaches you not to depend too much. Every failure teaches you how to win. Every rejection teaches you how to value yourself. You start to realize that pain is not your enemy, it's your coach. It's the voice that says, get up, you're not done yet. The difference between the weak and the strong isn't that the strong feel less pain, it's that they use it differently. Weak men let pain crush them, strong men let pain carve them. Weak men complain, strong men adapt. Weak men beg for comfort, strong men chase growth, even when it hurts, because they know growth doesn't come from ease, it comes from endurance. And when you embrace that, life stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that happens for you. You have to stop running from pain. Stop trying to numb it, feel it, absorb it, learn from it. Pain is a signal that something inside you needs to change. It's a mirror showing you your limits and an invitation to break them. Every painful moment you survive adds a layer to your strength. Every scar becomes proof that you didn't give up. That's how warriors are made, not through comfort, not through luxury, but through scars and survival. So when pain comes, don't curse it. Thank it, because it's preparing you for something greater. Maybe it's preparing you to lead. Maybe it's preparing you to love deeper. Maybe it's preparing you to endure something massive and still stand tall. Whatever it is, understand that the pain you feel today is building the strength you'll need tomorrow. Life doesn't punish you, it prepares you. You just have to endure long enough to see what that pain was trying to make of you. So hold the line, stay disciplined, keep pushing, even when your heart is bleeding. One day you'll look back and realize the pain that once felt unbearable was actually the reason you became unbreakable. Pain isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally in disguise. The fire that burns away your weakness and reveals your true power. It's not punishment, it's preparation. Never chase what chose to leave your life. That sentence alone can save you from years of emotional chaos and wasted energy. When something or someone decides to walk away from your life, a person, a friend, a relationship, even an opportunity, it's not your job to chase it. It's your job to understand that everything and everyone has a purpose and a season. Some people are meant to teach you, not stay with you. Some experiences are meant to wake you up, not last forever. When you chase what's walking away, you're disrespecting your own value. You're begging the universe to let you keep something that's already served its purpose. You must learn this truth early. What is truly meant for you will never need to be forced. You don't have to chase it, beg for it, or lose your self-respect to keep it. Real connections, real opportunities, and real love, they don't require you to shrink yourself just to be chosen. When something or someone leaves, it's a form of redirection, not rejection. It means that chapter of your life has ended. And holding on only delays your next blessing. But most people can't let go because they confuse loss with failure. They think if someone leaves, it means they weren't enough. That's a lie. Their decision doesn't define your worth, it reveals their capacity. The truth is, when you chase someone who walks away, you're not chasing love. You're chasing closure, validation, and comfort. You're chasing the illusion that things can go back to what they were. But nothing beautiful grows in the past. When someone leaves, they're showing you where not to place your loyalty again. It's hard, it hurts, and it burns. But that pain is the medicine that matures you, because the moment you stop chasing, you start healing. The moment you stop running after people who've walked out, you start attracting what's truly aligned with your soul. People often leave not because you did something wrong, but because their role in your story is finished. You were both growing, but sometimes growth pulls people in different directions. You might have been ready to go further while they wanted to stay the same. You might have been built for depth while they were built for distraction. You can't force someone to match your frequency. You can't make them see your value if their eyes are closed to it. Chasing them will only drain your energy and destroy your peace. Think about it. When you chase what's leaving, you abandon yourself. You silence your pride, you lower your standards, and you start living in a cycle of emotional slavery. You become addicted to proving your worth to someone who stopped caring. That's not love. That's desperation disguised as devotion. Real strength is in walking away when everything inside you wants to stay. It's in standing tall when your heart is begging you to run after them. Because walking away doesn't mean you don't care. It means you finally care about yourself more. The moment you stop chasing, you reclaim your power. You start to realize that what left was never meant to stay, and what's meant to stay will never leave. Life always replaces loss with something better, but only happens after you let go. As long as you're chasing ghosts, your hands are too full to receive new blessings. The world rewards those who can release with grace, not cling with fear. Let them go, let it end, and let life surprise you. Because sometimes the universe removes people from your path, not to hurt you, but to protect you from the storm they carry. If they could walk away from you, let them. If they stop choosing you, stop begging them to reconsider. The energy you waste chasing someone who's gone is the same energy that could rebuild you. Every time you chase, you delay your growth. Every time you beg, you shrink your spirit. The person who left might have been your comfort, but they were never your destiny. You can't evolve by holding on to what was meant to leave. One day you'll look back and thank them for leaving, because their absence forced you to discover your independence. Their silence taught you peace. Their rejection pushed you to realize you were the prize all along. You'll look at yourself and realize that chasing them would have meant losing yourself, and no one is worth that price. The moment you stopped running after them, you started running toward your higher self. There's power in stillness. There's strength in not reacting. There's peace in letting go with dignity. You don't need closure from anyone who was willing to leave you behind. Their departure was the closure. Their absence is your answer. The universe doesn't make mistakes. If they left, it's because they weren't built for the next level of your journey. You have to trust that what's meant for you will recognize you without you needing to chase it. So the next time someone leaves, don't run after them. Don't text, don't beg, don't explain. Let them go. Mourn privately, heal quietly, and rise publicly. Use that energy to build your body, your mind, your career, your purpose. Let your success be the echo of what they lost. Because nothing haunts a person more than seeing you thrive after they walked away. Never chase what chose to leave your life. Because when something leaves you, it's not a loss. It's alignment. The universe is clearing space for something greater. Stop fighting it. Stop trying to resurrect what's already dead. You deserve peace, not pain. You deserve presence, not pursuit. And the moment you truly let go, everything meant for you will start finding its way back. Not because you chased it, but because you finally made room for it. Discipline rebuilds what heartbreak destroyed. When heartbreak hits, it doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your confidence, your focus, and your sense of direction. It drains the life out of you, makes you question your worth, and turns every day into a battle between your emotions and your responsibilities. You wake up heavy, you move slow, you overthink everything. The person you once were feels gone. But here's the truth. Heartbreak is not the end of you. It's the opportunity to rebuild yourself from zero. And the tool that makes that possible isn't time alone, it's discipline. Time doesn't heal everything. Time gives you space. What you do in that space determines whether you rise again or stay broken. Discipline is the structure that carries you through the storm when motivation is gone. It's the habit of doing what's right even when your heart is shattered. When you choose discipline, you choose yourself. You choose to stop feeding the pain and start feeding your future, right? Because the reality is no one's going to fix you. No one's going to drag you out of bed, silence your thoughts, or wipe away your tears. Healing is your job, and discipline is the weapon that gets it done. When your heart is broken, emotions take control. You lose appetite, sleep, and ambition. You replay memories, stalk old messages, and convince yourself that you'll never feel whole again. That's the trap. Heartbreak tries to convince you that your story ended with someone else's goodbye. But discipline reminds you that your story is far from over. Discipline says, get up, train, work, build. It doesn't care about your feelings. It cares about your growth. It pulls you out of that emotional pit and forces you to take control again. When your mind is chaos, routine becomes your anchor. Every time you choose discipline over despair, you rebuild a piece of yourself that heartbreak tried to destroy. The gym becomes your therapy. Your work becomes your mission. Your goals become your reason to keep moving. While others drown in self-pity, you use your pain as fuel. You take the same energy you use to love someone else and pour it into your evolution. That's how you turn heartbreak into power. The discipline to show up every day, even when it hurts, that's what separates those who stay broken from those who rise. You have to understand, discipline isn't about being emotionless. It's about refusing to let your emotions control you. Heartbreak will make you want to stay in bed, skip the gym, isolate, and disappear. Discipline says, no, you've cried enough, it's time to build. Because when you're disciplined, you start reacting to pain and start responding to it. You start channeling that emotional chaos into creation. You write, you lift, you grind, you learn. You become obsessed with becoming the version of yourself that pain tried to bury. Not easy. Every day, you'll feel the weight of memories trying to pull you back. You'll want to text them, check on them, remind them of what they lost. But discipline stops you. It whispers, don't look back. Because every time you look back, you slow down your comeback. You start realizing that chasing closure is pointless. The only closure you need is the success and peace that come from rebuilding yourself. Discipline is the quiet revenge that doesn't require words. It's showing up to your life with intensity even when your heart is bleeding. And slowly, something shifts. The pain doesn't vanish overnight, but it loses control. You start feeling stronger, sharper, more focused. The sadness that once owned you becomes the fire that drives you. You start looking in the mirror and seeing progress, not in your emotions, but in your growth. That's when you realize that heartbreak didn't destroy you. It introduced you to your potential. The version of you that comes after heartbreak, built through discipline, is unstoppable. Because once you've rebuilt yourself from nothing, no loss can shake you again. Discipline teaches you that love is not about losing yourself in someone else. It's about becoming someone so complete that you never have to. It reminds you that your worth doesn't depend on who stays or leaves. It depends on your ability to stay committed to your mission even when your world falls apart. Every push-up, every early morning, every late night of grinding, that's you taking your power back. That's you proving that heartbreak can break your heart, but it can't break your will. Discipline rebuilds what heartbreak destroyed because it replaces emotion with action, chaos with structure, and weakness with resilience. It becomes your compass when you're lost. It gives you control when life feels out of control. When you master discipline, you no longer need anyone to validate you. You don't chase attention, you create results. You don't cry for love, you become love. For yourself, for your future, for your purpose. One day, the same person who left you will look back and wonder how you turned your pain into power. But by then, you won't even care. Because the version of you that discipline built will be too focused on what's ahead to look behind. You'll realize that heartbreak wasn't a curse. It was the construction site for your greatness. And every brick was laid by discipline. So when life breaks you, don't wait for someone to save you. Build yourself again. Build your body. Build your mind. Build your empire. Let discipline be your healer, your weapon, your guide. Because discipline doesn't just fix what heartbreak destroyed. It creates something even stronger in its place. Something unbreakable. Something unstoppable. Something called you. The greatest revenge is undeniable success. Nothing speaks louder, nothing cuts deeper, and nothing silences doubters faster than success that cannot be ignored. You can waste your energy trying to prove people wrong with words, arguments, or emotions. But the truth is, nothing destroys disbelief like results. When people betray you, mock you, abandon you, or underestimate you, the most powerful thing you can do is rise above them so high that they can't even reach the level you're standing on. Success doesn't need explanations or apologies. It's the ultimate answer to everything they ever said you couldn't do. When someone hurts you, the first instinct is to react, to show anger, to fight back, to make them feel what they made you feel. But that reaction gives them power. It makes them part of your story when they don't deserve to be. Success, however, is quiet vengeance. It's not about destroying them. It's about building yourself so completely that their opinion, their actions, and their presence become irrelevant. You don't chase them, you don't talk about them, you simply evolve beyond their reach. That's when the tables turn. When the same people who laughed at you have to watch you win from the sidelines. The greatest revenge isn't shouting, "I told you so." It's being so far ahead that you don't even need to. Because the truth is, revenge driven by anger fades, but revenge driven by growth lasts forever. When you focus your pain into purpose, your wounds become your fuel. Every doubt, every insult, every betrayal, it all becomes energy. You channel it into discipline, focus, and consistency. Or to waste time gossiping or doubting, you're in the gym, at your desk, building something they can't even comprehend. That's how legends are made. Not by fighting back, but by outworking everyone who ever counted them out. Success is the loudest silence. It doesn't argue, it just proves. It doesn't announce, it shows. When you're succeeding, you don't have to say a word. Your presence does the talking. The same people who ignored your potential will be forced to respect your results. That's the beauty of success. It shifts power without confrontation. It turns pain into progress, rejection into redirection, and heartbreak into hunger. The person who succeeds after loss becomes untouchable because they've learned how to turn suffering into strategy. Think about every person who ever doubted you. Every time someone said you couldn't make it, that you weren't enough, that you didn't have what it takes. All of it can become fuel if you choose to use it. You can either let it break you or let it build you. Most people waste years trying to convince others of their worth. The strong ones stay silent, work in the dark, and let the results make the noise. The greatest revenge is walking into the same room where they once dismissed you, not to prove yourself, but because you've already surpassed them. Success doesn't just shut people up, it exposes truth. It reveals who really supported you and who secretly hoped you'd fail. It shows who believed in you because they loved you and who only loved you when you were small. When you succeed, the masks fall off. People suddenly knew you'd make it, but you'll remember the silence when you struggled. That's why success should never just be about proving others wrong. It should be about proving to yourself that you were always right to believe in your own potential. There's something poetic about winning quietly. No posts, no rants, no speeches, just elevation. You go from being the underdog to being the example. You inspire others who were counted out, just like you were. You become the person people point to and say, if they can do it, so can I. That's real revenge, turning your pain into a roadmap for others. Because success not only heals your wounds, it redeems your struggle. Every lonely night, every failure, every betrayal becomes part of the story that leads to your victory. To get there, though, you have to be willing to sacrifice. Success isn't built on comfort, it's built on consistency. You have to wake up early, stay disciplined, ignore distractions, and focus on your vision. Let people talk, let them doubt, their noise will fade, your results won't. The path to success is lonely, but it's worth every second of solitude. Because once you reach that level where your success speaks for you, you won't need to defend yourself anymore. Your achievements will do it for you. And here's the best part. When you finally succeed, you'll realize you don't even need revenge anymore. You won't care who left, who lied, or who doubted you, because you'll be too busy living the life they said you couldn't have. Success purifies your soul. It teaches you that the best way to get even is not by tearing others down, but by building yourself up so high that their negativity can't touch you. You'll reach a point where your peace, your growth, and your accomplishments mean more than any petty win. The greatest revenge is undeniable success because it transforms pain into purpose, hate into hunger, and rejection into rebirth. It's not about ego, it's about evolution. It's about rising so far above the noise that no one can question your value again. So stop talking, stop chasing validation, stop trying to prove yourself to people who will never see your vision. Let your work, your focus, and your results be your response. Stay disciplined, stay hungry, and let your success echo through the silence. Because when it's all said and done, nothing hits harder than success that speaks for itself. Undeniable, unshakable, and unforgettable. So when life tests you, when people betray you, when love fades and the world doubts you, don't waste your breath trying to make them understand. Let your silence speak through your transformation. Every late night, every drop of sweat, every sacrifice you make in the dark is building the version of you that no one will be able to ignore. That's the real victory. Because success doesn't need validation, it commands respect. The ones who left will remember your name not because you reminded them, but because your achievements became too loud to be silenced. Keep your vision clear, your circle small, and your focus sharp. Don't fight to prove your worth. Live in a way that makes it undeniable. One day when you stand at the top, you'll realize the pain was the price of greatness. You'll understand that revenge was never about them. It was always about you becoming who you were meant to be. So keep building, keep rising, let them talk while you transform. Because the greatest revenge, the sweetest victory, the loudest roar is your undeniable success, shining so bright that the same people who doubted you can only watch in silence and wish they never did.